I'm just gonna give up on that for now. Hold up. How fun. I really, I really, really thought that everything was working fine. Thanks. Nice. Okay, hold up. One moment. I forgot to reconfig. Oh, very good. Oh shit. No, I don't want that. Yes, I'm connected, but am I configured right? Yes. I need There we go. Oh god. Never mind. Okay, think I think we're good. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay. Hi. Hello, 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 hello. It is 10 p.m., which means it is quiet hours where I live, but I want to stream, and I haven't streamed in like forever, so I'm going to do that. So, we'll see how that goes. Anyways, I'm gonna be playing Beary the Hatchet. I actually found this on Twitter. Hold up. Let me. Yes, I know, closed caption. Fuck. That is also something I forgot. Um, shit, where is it? I actually have to do this real quick, or else it's gonna keep popping up in chat. Yes, 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 I know. Um, I think I might just turn it off for now. Unfortunately, because if I can't fix it right now, then I'm not gonna be able to fix it immediately. Man, I really thought everything was already set up. I was like, okay, I got all this. I'm pretty much set up. And then it's like, nope, you have 10 things you have to do. It is fine. I will survive, I guess. Here. Yes, I know. We're gonna edit this. Yes, I know. We are going to uninstall temporarily. We'll come back to it. Alright. So, aside from that, let's try this. It's WODs, right? Ah, it is WODs. Okay. New name! Oh, she's cute! I love the glasses, oh my god. Excuse me? Excuse me. Hmm. Can you not hear me with that mask on? Mask? I'll just take it off for you then. Oh. Oh, he's wearing a bear mask. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also, I realize I'm looking like off to the side, so let me fix this. Perhaps. If it will let me. Will it let me? Yes. Yes. Uh yes. Okay. We're all good. Alright. No, I hear you just fine. Eh? You could have at least shown some sort of reaction. Wait, this is so cute. I love this. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm ready to serve you, master, or something. Wait, she's so cute. She's so cute. I like this. What sort of place does this person think a gas station is? Anyways, I really, really need that drink. I can see it right behind you on that shelf, so... Be a pal and get it for me, KK? Man, it's too early for this. That is exactly how I feel at work, honestly. When things like this happen, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not awake enough for this. Interact with the shelf behind you using Z or enter. Oh. So... Oh. Are you, like, too weak to pick up a can of beer? You're super strong and buff and whatever, right? You're not too delicately... Blah, 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 blah. You're not too delicately weak to handle it, right? I... What do you mean? Hello? Do I have to press enter? Or... Me? Oh, wait. Oh! I have to walk to it. That's why. They're actually making you do that. Yeah? Oh, you actually have to walk to it. Oh my god. I thought it was just like, oh, you're just gonna like click and point. No, this is actually one where you're like moving around. Okay. This is so cute though. Oh my goodness. The legendary shelf she was referring to. I'm not paying you just to look at it. Actually pick it up for me, okay? Just go on and grab it, okay? Good God. Pushy much. Yeah, yeah. Oh, God. You got beer. Do I want to grab... Nah. Can I grab? You can only... Oh. Oh, no, I'm good. Okay. Okay. Here's your beer, ma'am. Oh my god, yay! This isn't it. This isn't the special collaboration beer with Idle Miracle Shine! Ma'am, I just got the one you were pointing at. You just want me to be miserable, don't you? Like the rest of this horrid world I'm accursed to live in. So get on with it then. Checking you out? Of course, ma'am. I mean, get on with checking in the back. Find my actual beer already. It's surely in there, right? It's a magical forbidden place. Surely my magical beer is in there as well. Besides, can't show up to a college party without it. I mean, you can. You don't have to bring beer to a party. Sure, ma'am. I'll go check. Oh my god, okay. I mean, it's called Beary the Hatchet. I should have expected this. I should have expected the back room to look like this, but it still kind of took me off guard. Here's that so-called magical back room. I should at least pretend to check around so she doesn't lose her mind when I come out, blah, 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 come back without it. Good God. Oh, that is just straight up a dead body. Oh, no, I know. I know. I meant to actually look around. Flyers for a movie coming out this weekend. I was supposed to put them out, but got distracted. The manager stuff. Don't care. Not interested. Full of dust bunnies. More of the manager's weird little knickknacks. Do we want to talk about the bear trap that's here? Like, why there's just a straight-up bear trap there? No? Okay. It's supposedly expired soda, but it still tastes good to me. You drink expired soda? What? I wouldn't even drink expired milk. What do you mean? Alright. Oh, it is here, huh? That's interesting. Well, what do you know? Guess it was here all along. Funny I didn't notice it beforehand. You got special edition beer. Oh. Damn. Sucks to suck. So are we still just not going to talk about this? I already have her super beer. Gotta get it to her before she blows. Okay. I guess we're not going to talk about the body. Wait. And here's... And there it is! Finally, after 5 gazillion years! Any longer and I'd have called for your manager. And you would hate that, wouldn't you? It's not as if he cares most of the time, but... him coming in today would be... not ideal. Appreciate the gesture, ma'am. Now that'll round up to... payment, I know, don't worry, pleb. Who calls people plebs, huh? Like, still? What the hell? And keep the change! She didn't even pay enough. Ugh. Well, better clean up the mess back there before anyone else comes in. Alright. Guess we can deal with this now? Hello again. Fancy seeing you here. Let's get you all cleaned up, huh? This is so interesting. I'm like, hello. Keeping you here wouldn't be my first choice normally, but you're going to need to wait until after my shift. For now... that'll do. Time for 6 more hours of the... This mask is... fuck it. I'll just... there we go. Got some dust stuck up in there or something. Oh. Uh-oh. Oopsie. Oopsie doopsie. That one fucked up. Oh. My god. Guess she needs to die. You? You killed Courtney. This sucks. 2 of them? 2 bodies that I need to store in the back room? And you've got that scar on your face. I don't think anyone else is in the store right now, so if I'm quick about it, it should be fine. Then that means you must be... Alrighty, here goes. the absolutely wicked and awesome Bearwater Grizzly Killer, aren't you? I'm, like, your #1 fan. Huh? Huh? Oh, she's a fan. Oh my god. I mean, okay. Hellspawn_32 claims he's your biggest fan because he actually went to the side of the first murder you had. You blah 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 blah. Let me retry that. I mean, okay. Hellspawn_32 claims he's your biggest fan because he actually went to the site of the first murder you actually laid claim to, but I'm calling bull on that one. And now I've actually met you, so that's nothing compared to whatever parasocial lunacy he's on. Huh? Besides, in my opinion, I'm in the camp that believes that the trailer park killings weren't on you. Cause, like, look, see, give me a second. Oh, she's going through her bag. Wait, it's a little coffin bag. That's cute. Huh? Here we go. As we can see from the first newspaper clippings of the event, the cuts weren't all crisscross, and that's your whole thing. Can't make your debut without your signature prepared, right? No, those were me. Ugh, really? Damn it. Well, if he doesn't know he won the bet, I don't know him, right? Okay, never mind that. Listen, kid. I am not a kid. I am 21 years young. Oh, God. Which is the thing that old people say once they're trying to deny the fact that they're old. So I must be old. Oh, he's just like, let me go. So what's your name? Minute? Oh, yeah, I'm Pearl. It's literally the biggest honor to be able to meet you. I know I seem chiller than chill right now, but I'm really bugging right now. So, you're not going to sell me out? Huh? Are you for real, silly? I mean, sorry, but why the hell did I do that? I'm meeting my idol right now. At least I think I am. You've got the scars, but Courtney's body doesn't seem to be all hatcheted. In fact, it seems way more knife-stabbed. I didn't get the wrong guy, did I? No, it's still me. Okay, yay! FYI, I'm the creator of your GeoCities fan page, and it's all me, if you were curious. I'm not exactly a coder, so paying someone to do that took up... I'm not exactly a coder, so paying someone to do that took a pretty penny. Okay, whatever. Just give me a second to think about this. Of course. She's so excited. It's cute. Cute in a very morbid way, but oh my goodness. She's just like vibrating with excitement. That's so cute. Yeah, you can live. Oh my god, yay! I mean, if you wanted to kill me, you would. Wrong what? Wrong. Started reading it wrong. Hold up. Alright. I mean, if you wanted to kill me, would definitely be the best way to go out. My only request would be that you don't hide the body so that I'm on the news, but... I get to stay alive! Yippee! I've got some questions to ask you about the girl, though. Oh, Courtney? You're not planning on keeping her here, right? I mean, good thing that I was the one who wandered in here, but if you're not careful, someone's gonna get a nice eyeful of her. And I'm, you know, not like the other girls. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She's so silly goofy. So they won't have the same reaction as me. I agree. That's why I... you mean we, right? Please let me hide the body. Please, 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 please. No. Please, 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 please. Kid, I don't have the time for the... Not a kid. Whatever. Listen, I understand the woes of modern capitalism. You can't do your shift and hide a body at the same time, right? 2 people are better than 1. The more people involved, the more tongues that might wag. Come on, you think I'd rat you out? Really? You won't brag on some forum that you helped me hide a body. That's what I thought. Hey, is there anyone actually working here? Hello? Might as well walk off with all this stuff then. Please! Please at least let me mop up the blood, please! Okay, okay, fine. Just... where'd she get the guitar from? Yippee! Yes, yes, yes! Keep quiet. Oh, okay. Rock on, Dish. This floor will be clean as a whistle when you come back. Obviously, she needs to die. But later rather than sooner. She's useful for now, and I'm on the clock. If only killing paid better. Hello, hello. I need help please. I need help here, please. Oh my god. This is so goofy. I love it. Yeah. Coming. Alright. Oh. Ghost. Little kid. Is that Sans Undertale? I'm sorry, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Hey, give us all your money. We're not afraid to put up a fight. Come on, open up the cash register. What will you do if I don't? We'll beat you up. Okay. Go ahead. You're too intimidating. And you have a mask, too. It's no fair. Get us an energy drink to even out the odds. I can't be bothered arguing with children. Just a sec. Uh-oh, you're about to be timed by the customer's patience. You need to find what the customer wants, and there are tons, 6, different places that item could be. Behind the counter, sure, but under the counter, as well as in the shell... Wait, behind the counter, sure, but under the counter as well, or in shelves. If you're stuck, you can look at the little list you made in your key items to remember where to check. As always, when working in customer service, there is the dreaded threat of let me talk to your manager. And in this situation, you do not have the trump card of being your own manager. If your manager gets called, he's going to come down and discover the body you've hidden in the back room. This is unideal, so make sure to serve everyone quickly. Ready? And go. Okay. No. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do this real quick. Wait, I could save? I didn't know I could save. There's an option to save this entire time. Alright. I. Okay. I have 22 seconds. Behind the counter, under the counter, magazine, shelf, snack shelf, car shelf, and drinks. Where is it? Where? Where? Oh god. Okay. Okay, you got it. Let me go, let me go, let me go. No, 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 no. No! Oh. Ah! Ah! Oh no, no, you're going to beat us up! Or call the police, no! I definitely won't be doing that. Oh my god. No! Oh my god. It's such an easy game over. That's very funny. Okay. I at least know how to fix this now. Ah, ah, ah! Okay, I know where to go. Oh my god. Okay. I did read that because I'm like panicking trying to get back to them with this fucking drink. Oh my god. This reminds me of actual customer service. I can't do this. Goodness gracious. People timing you and making sure that you're doing it quickly is very, very frustrating. Especially when you're trying your best and you're like, where is shit? Okay. Here you go. Wanna try beating me up now? You're too scary. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh god, it's customer service. We love to see it. While I'm manning the store, a bunch of people are going to end up coming in for help, as per usual. If I need to remember what kinds of locations the store has, I've got that note I wrote for myself earlier. On that note... Psst! Grizz! Kid? Ugh, kid? Shh! Listen, I need some sort of way to talk to you while you're out front. Do you have a walkie-talkie or something we can use? Just slide it right under the door. Won't it be a little big for under the door exchanges? Shh! I remember seeing it placed conveniently under that orange cone you've got on the counter. Just get it fast. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Yay! Thanks so much. I'll treasure this forever and ever and tuck it in bed at night or something. Huh? Oh god. He's wearing a onesie. I love it. Hey. You got anything special in the back rooms? Mm. If you get my drift. Is he onto something? She didn't text her true crime forum friends, did she? I'm sure it's like super easy for you to sneak grass into a job like this, right? Oh, he wants weed. That's what he's talking about. The weed. I'll pay a lot. Mm, none of that, sorry. Man, how do you accidentally give weed to a trick-or-treater? Hold up. How do you do that? What? Hello? How? Oh my god. Man, I accidentally gave the rest of mine to a trick-or-treater. Ugh, this sucks. Mm. Can I get some gummies? I'll just convince myself they're edibles. The only gummies that we sell here are some sour brain worms, sir. Yeah, I'll take those instead, then. Can you go get it? I just want to hang out here, ma'am. Pretty strong stuff if it made you act like this. You bet, ma'am. Go get the gummies, yeah? Alright. It is not here, I know that, because that is only cigarettes. It's gonna be in the snack section, right? So, super sour. Sour gummies! Let me out. Let me move. Oh my god. Thank god I was moving. Here you go. $2.79, please. Hope this makes up for things. I bet it will. Happy Halloween, masked madam. It's starting to slow down. I should be able to check in on Pearl after this group clears out. Oh, it's a jock! Heyo, I'll be taking 3 of these, please. Okay, that's 12.34, sir. Got it, got it. I know what's going on with you, though. What you must be thinking right now. Hmm? Buying 3 boxes of chocolate? Man, I must be on my cheat day or something. But no, no, no. It's much worse. You see, my girl is mad at me. His girlfriend's mad at him. I see. Just look at how cute she is. Oh, oh. Oh. Oh, sir, he's not mad. She's not mad at you. Oh, sir, she's absolutely not mad at you. I promise you that. I don't know what I did to tick her off, but she didn't pick up any of my calls this morning. We always call together during breakfast. We never skip swinging on the flippity flop. And on Halloween of all days. What about our outfit coordination? We need to decide that together on the morning itself. I must have done something absolutely unforgivable to piss her off. Whatever the crime, I hope this will begin to show some of my remorse to Courtney. Well, I'll see her during class. If I cry in front of her, hopefully she'll take me back. Anyways, happy Halloween! Uh, that stain under the door there, is that, uh... It's that time of the month. Uh, mm. My bad. Ugh. I need to talk to Pearl. Hey, Pearl. Question for you. My gosh, of course. Anything I do to be of service to this girl. You said her name was Courtney, right? Yep. And was she dating anyone? Ugh, not yet. Or, I guess never now. But she and Brandon were a goo-goo for each other. Vomit-inducing, if you ask me. Freaking metrosexuals. I'm stupidly excited to see his face when he finds out, though. Why do you ask? I'm fairly certain I saw him just now. Oh my god, really? He's got really bad roots, some of the most pathetic eyes I've seen in my life. Big pink jacket. Ugh, yeah, that techie thing, as always. More concerningly, he saw blood leaking out from under the door. I played it off, but once he realizes she's actually missing... don't sweat it. He's far too numbskull to remember. Anyways, we've bonded now, gotten to know each other. I've helped you hide a body and all, and now you owe me, so... Owe you? You begged me to let you help me. You've got to come to one of our shows, okay? What? Please, you owe me. I gotta go deal with... Please, 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 please. Ugh. To be completely honest... Oh shit, you actually get to choose options now. We need to hide the body, like... At most, as much as it would probably be good to kill her and get rid of her, you probably should hide the body first, because if someone finds it, then, dunzo. Look, you can talk about it after we clean up this mess. Whatever I owe you then, I owe you, but there's bigger problems to be had right now. Oh, she's so sad. She looks like a kicked puppy. Okay. Glad we're on the same page. Hand me that saw then, would you? We saw up the body in silence, which I think is uncharacteristic of Pearl, but maybe I just don't know her well enough. There. That's all her limbs hacked off. Man, man, oh man, oh man, oh man! Getting to see the Bearwater Grizzly Killer work in person is such a dream! Wait till XX Grunge Fan 54XX finds out... I mean, not that I will tell, of course, of course. Having a special little secret between the two of us is far more special. What's far more special is not getting caught. Listen, I need to stay at the gas station for the rest of my shift. That's going to last all the way into the evening. Afterwards, we're going to use your... Wait. I get to be a part of your plan? Yes. I mean, you're already a part of it, aren't you? Well, we're using your case to transport the body. It's Halloween, so props like that can pass without suspicion. Nice that you made it work with your costume. Huh? Costume? This is how I always dress. My case already has my baby in it, okay? Or baby? My guitar! Well, can't you just... Damn it. Hey, it's okay. I'll work on finding some new way to transport the body while you serve customers, okay? Leave it to old Pearl. Ugh, whatever. I'll be back. Please do! Wait, her head's in a box. Her head's in a box now. I can take a second to catch my breath if I need to. Customers shouldn't bother me until I start messing around with the counter, at the very least. Oh, nice. Wait, I should probably save. Wait, I'm 21 minutes into this? What the hell? I thought I would be shorter into this. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's a little witch. Oh, she's so cute. Eep! A monster! Kitty, protect me! Mm. Kitty, do something! I'm not a monster. This is a mask. I guess she should be scared, though. Oh, okay. In that case... Wow, you calm down quick. Your voice sounds friendly. Can you get some milk for me and my kitty? It's the last ingredient we need for our special Halloween potion. It's going to turn my kitty into a great warrior. He didn't seem to do much to protect you just now. I know, he's helpless. I'm sure the milk will help. I don't know where it is. Go get it. Help me. Please? Sure thing. Okay. It's gotta be in one of these. Yep. Wait. Yep. Easy enough. Ah. I keep running into the counter. There we go. That'll be $1.58. Yay! Thank you! I'll go make my potion now. Can I use your bathroom, please? Thank you! Repeat that, could you? I need to pee! I urgently need to pee! Please let me pee. Let me get that key for you. Oh god, okay, thank you. Hurry! Don't get too excited. Don't want to mess in this place. Have I seen this guy's face before? Key. Restroom keys. Let me out. This guy's gotta pee. Hey, before you go, are you... Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! Happy Halloween, thank you! Oh. And he's gone. There's no way she called the cops, right? Hello, officer. What can I get you? Shit. He's awfully quiet. Happy Halloween! Yippee-yay! I love Halloween! I'm really getting to the spirit this year. I'm dressing up as something really spooky. A cop! Boo! Anything you need? This could all be a play. I really want to get into this costume. Want to get me a serial killer related tabloid pronto? I'll point it at people and discuss their irredeemability. Won't that really sell my costume? I'll get that tabloid for you. Oh god. Serial killer tabloid. Oh. Oh, he was on the other dude was on the other magazine apparently. Huh. Is he an idol? Or celebrity? The grizzly killer, huh? I'll put him in jail. Happy Halloween! Hehehe. I was uncomfortable. I I would like to return these open boxes of chocolates. No, I don't think we can do that, sir. But I couldn't even give them to my girl. She wasn't even at school today. I asked all her friends, but no one had seen her. Ma'am, my girl is so mad at me. She doesn't want to be around me at all. How can I repair her broken heart? I'm so miserable. uh, uh, sorry to hear all of that, sir. Not like someone like you would ever understand what I'm going through. Oh, Jesus Christ, the timing. Hey, Grizz, I blanked out this old box you had back there too. Oh, random. Pearl. Stupid Pearl. I see that your band's really truly selling well if this is where you've ended up. You've got the whole Tom Tom Club over here. At least I have a club. Seems like even lamely stitched you in your rat's nest of a haircut. Hey, whatever's going on between Courtney and I is none of your business, lame stain. Shouldn't you be worried about getting all of that gross, whatever that is, on your boots off? Uh-huh. Hey, random. Don't you want to know what's on me? Because I pinky promise that you'll hate the answer. Oh my god. And it's my lunch break, so you can go now. Well, good day, sir. Geez, okay. I'll get out of your hair. Did you see the look on his face? Pathetic. Eh, what the hell is wrong with you? What? Telling him that we killed his girlfriend? Right in front of his face? Well, the body is right there. Right there. Just a few steps away. It's the middle of the day. He makes a fuss of things? It's over. We're caught and we're shipped off. I don't know what stupid little vendetta you guys have with each other, but you need to stop it. Get yourself together and actually do what I say. Oh, okay. Because that's what you want too, right? Just for me to shut up and obey you? To do what you want? Ugh. Freaking figures you're all the same. Whatever. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. I think it's probably best to go and talk to her because if you give her space, she's gonna be like, yeah, you're right. She's gonna think that, like, you're like, yeah, you're right. You just want me to shut up. Ugh. Yeah. Last thing I would want is for her to start causing more problems, too. I don't want her to freak out and cause more problems. Taking the time to at least try having a conversation with her is probably best. Ugh. Oh, hi. Look, like I said, the box completely blanked out and bedazzled. Yeah, guess that you've disguised it pretty well. Right? Hmm. Hmm. Um, hey, sorry if I stood on some toes earlier. It's just, you do understand why telling people you're hiding Courtney's body right now is bad, right? Psh, duh. Mm. Hey, Grizz. Question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you actually think we can hide Courtney's body? Mm. Because, like, maybe I'm wrong and you've, like, actually successfully hidden a body in the past. But given how every body of yours they find seems to be a shoddier and shoddier attempt at hiding it, I don't think that's the case, right? All of this extra work that you're putting into dismembering her and stuff feels kind of desperate almost. I think the truth is, we're pretty bad at hiding bodies. Mm. You can hide that it was you, I'm pretty sure. You're good at managing to detach yourself from the problem at hand. But the problem at hand stays. And so you're still here too. That's why your hatchet is nowhere to be found, right? No one is going to find Courtney's body. So don't worry about it. Mm. Okay, yay! You know what you're doing far more than I do, so I'll trust you. In that case, protection is key, right? Which is why I've got these bear traps. Yep, from your case. Now I'm just keeping them here for a second. Now I'm just keeping them here for a second for convenience. I found them lying around the back. Are they not yours? No, the manager's just really into hunting. I see. Anyhow, I think it'd be wrong not to make more use of them. You gotta help them make use of their life's purpose. As long as you're confident you can tidy up all of them after the fact. Having all of these traps set up for seemingly no reason is not going to do us any favors at all. After the fact. Okie dokie. Anyway, so there's a thing that's blah 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 blah. Anyway, so like there's this thing that's been really stressing me out. So can I vent to you about it? And right back at it like nothing happened. Good for her. Sure. Tell me about it while I set up the bear traps. Sure thing, boss. So, like, there are 4 members of my band, right? Including me. I forget if I mentioned that already. Lol. Uh-huh. But the problem is, Amy is, like, honestly, really mediocre at drums. That, and she doesn't show up half the time. Uh-huh. Pass me another trap. Yep, yep. And I heard from someone somewhere that when you're working in a creative field, you need to be 2 of 3 things, okay? Pleasant to work with, always on time, and absolutely amazing at what you do. And, like, love her to death, but the only thing Amy is good at is making freaking amazing strawberry Romanoff. Like, seriously, I'd kill for it. Uh-huh. Pass me another one? Yep, yep. But basically, it's only a matter of time before I break the news to her. I don't have anyone else to ask to do it instead. And we can't be without a drummer. That's, like, lame. So I was thinking, after all this, since you have the arms for it, what if you wanted to do it? Uh-huh. Pass me a nut. Hmm? Oh my god, really? I figured that I need to convince you, but this is so awesome. Nope. Sorry, I misspoke. Huh? Thought you said something else. You know I can't be doing that. But you already said yes. And now I'm saying no. What the heck? I should have said no takes back seats first. Ugh. This girl. Hello? Can I, like, buy this or something? Even though you just... Even though you totally just broke my heart, no worries. You go on and help him. I'll go set up more traps in the meantime. Right. If I want to look around, I can. If I want to look around, I could look around for a bit before attending to customers. Maybe I shouldn't, but teaches them virtue of patience. I'm gonna save again. What time is it? I've been at this for about an hour, and I know there's like another hour left, but I have to sleep because of work, which is unfortunate because I actually really like this. This is very, very fun. So I'm gonna save and I'm gonna quit. This is a very fun game. I actually really like this a lot. I wasn't expecting to like have to move around and pick up stuff. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it from this, but it's like a very nice touch. I had a very, very fun time. I really enjoyed this. So, with that being said, I am going to get ready and go to bed because I'm sleepy. I have work in the morning and I'm also going to be streaming again tomorrow. So, if you tuned in, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out if you did. If you lurked, thank you for lurking. I really appreciate it. What else? What else? What else? Tomorrow. What am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I am, if I can find my schedule. Oh, I'm gonna be playing Suika game on my Switch, and we'll be getting ready for bed, actually. So I'll like go through my like bedtime routine, stuff like that. We'll just be kind of chilling and talking, and I'll be playing Suika game, so that'll be fun. Anyways, as always, thank you guys for watching, hanging out, chilling with me and stuff like that. I always really do appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, evening, morning, afternoon, night, wherever you are, wherever you may be. And I will see you guys next time. I don't have anyone to raid this time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say goodnight. So good night, you guys. Bye-bye. 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 See you guys next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.